Greetings, friends. I think this thing started. Okay. Whew. All right. Already got to clear my throat. It's interesting how the time says that it was live for 6 seconds and then it went back. Interesting. Anyway, welcome. We're doing the last day of Parachutes 20. And what's the prompt for today? That's parachutes. So you'll notice that I already have some work happening up here. You didn't miss anything. If you're just joining, which everyone who's joining now should be just joining because I only just started it. So the point is you didn't miss anything. I just drew out some parachutes beforehand and I tried to do a little thumbnail here to figure out what it is that I want to draw. I think I might still add a little bit more to this thumbnail before I move on to do another sketch version of it. But the idea is just, parachutes. What else is it gonna be? That's it. Just parachutes. People parachuting. So right now I have 2 people here, and I feel like I should add a third because I have 2 that are this like egg top shape, but there's one that's a longer parachute, and I feel like I need to put one of those in as well, They kind of go like this. So you might notice that I'm trying to do this from a distance here because I don't want to have to draw all the details of a parachute. So I'm just trying to get like the broad view of it, and we kind of have, let me zoom in a little bit, kind of have this mountainous area, which I feel technically is not good for parachuting, but we're gonna ignore that. I think maybe this guy will have to come down here a little bit more. This will have to come up here. So, hello, welcome. No, the thing is that I drew this before I started the live stream. Out of this here, what I've drawn since starting is this, and that's it. So, don't worry. But yeah, I think that maybe this parachute will have to move down a little bit to like balance things out a little bit more, so it'll be a triangle like this instead of this. I'm gonna keep my triangles in there as a guide. That was not supposed to be a reference, but it sure sounded like it. Alright. Yeah, I feel like this is ready to move to the next sketch. Yeah, any other Coldplayers here? You're the first person to say hi, so I have no idea who else is here. Okay, let's see. So, how do I want to do this? Probably I will... no. I'm going to keep it on the same layer, but I am going to do this. And just going to scale it up a little bit, but... let's take this, use this as a background, scale this up to that size. What size is that? Just about 1200 by 1440. I'm gonna make this an even 1440. We don't need, no, not 3.9. Why would you do that to me? I don't understand. That's the wrong one. I didn't want that one anyway. Okay, 1200. Let's do 1442. That's a better number. That's true, you didn't technically say hi. You just came in here throwing around demands. Can you believe that? She drew this in 3 minutes? No. Yep, that's about it. Okay. So I'm gonna lower that sketch to the second sketch layer. Sketch layer, the sequel. So I think need to define this front mountain a little bit more, this front terrain. So I'm gonna start drawing in some lines and hopefully they look good. Gonna give it a little bit of an angle right there. Is what you're throwing around impossible demands. Well, there's one demand that you got answered. What happens to demands? Which is the incredible collaboration compilation of, what was it called? Coldplayers at Home, something like that. Which was seen by Phil Harvey's own 2 eyes, at least the very beginning of it. Because his comment was related to like one of the first songs that's in the video. So we know he at least watched like the first 60 seconds. So let's talk about this here. Start loving X and Y, Chris. Now, Chris said, and it's funny because I was actually re-listening to the interview yesterday. Coldplay at Home. Okay. Well, I think it should have been called, here's my demand. Here's my demand for something that happened already. I think it should have been called Coldplayers at Home because we were the ones doing it, not them. Anyway. So in this interview, which was actually, it was from a session that Coldplay did with Joe Wiley last year. And in it, Chris mentioned that not only had he already thought about, he said, maybe for the 20th anniversary of X and Y, we'll do a version of how that album should have been. Not only did he say that, he said he already had a playlist going, but that he hadn't told the rest of the band that he was doing that yet, which I think is the most interesting thing of all. That he didn't tell them that he was doing it, but he's been doing it. So I thought that was interesting when that came up. Now, Guy did some question answering yesterday on Instagram, again in celebration of Parachutes 20. I forgot the either. Not necessarily for our hashtag, but for the purpose that the hashtag also relates to, which is the celebration of the 20th anniversary of Parachutes. Guy did, I'm like sitting here not even drawing. Guy did a Q&A session basically on Instagram, and he answered a question that was obviously in relation to parachutes, but he mentioned that he doesn't think you should start editing your old albums, which I know at least some people in the fandom related back to X and Y. So it's like Chris has an interest, at least somewhat, of redoing X and Y and re-releasing it perhaps in honor of its 20th anniversary, which we don't need to go there this fast, okay? That's still 5 years away, and I'm not ready for that because I became a fan in the X and Y era. I became a fan in 2005. I'm not ready for that, so we can hold off. It's okay. This year's already going by fast enough. We don't need to speed run to freaking 2025. But anyway, I probably won't do it because guys like, no. And I wonder if they were to redo it, would guy, because we know that he doesn't like playing talk anymore. He doesn't want to do it. He's had enough of talk. So if they re-release it, would they keep talk on there? What would they do? Would they just release it out into the world and not necessarily perform anything? And they can do that, and they don't ever have to play talk still. You agree with Guy? Shouldn't redo it. These albums are perfect as they are. I love X and Y. Absolutely. I think it could be interesting. I wouldn't want. I think that maybe Chris's approach to it is a little which is like, I didn't like this, I want to redo it. But I think it could be interesting to see. It's kind of like when artists do their like redraws. Like, I'm redrawing this thing I drew like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, last month, to kind of compare. So I think like something like that could be interesting. I guess technically we get that with how the live versions of songs evolve over time, because like that's in practice the same thing as like re-releasing a song. It's just like or as is the same as updating a song for modern times. It's just one, not a studio version. So they could do a studio version, but and then secondly, the problem with that as well at the same time is that they don't play most of the songs from that album anymore. So it's really just Fix You that's gotten any sort of transformation. And even that, I mean, they did change it up a little bit more in the last era during the Head Full of Dreams concerts. But for the most part, that song's pretty much the same. Chris changes some of the lyrics, but it's also kind of like, if you're wanting to think like, oh, how would 2020 Coldplay make this song now? Well, the thing is that they wouldn't make it now. They would make the music that they're making now. And they wouldn't have made the music they're making now back then because they were making that you see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. I feel if Chris were to redo X and Y these days, he would ruin most of it with pop production. Like every track is a collaboration. I love X and Y. What they should do is just an X and Y tour. 20th anniversary tour for X and Y, and then they have to play all the songs that they hate. I don't know. But like X and Y has so many incredible songs on there. Even Fix You. Oh no, what is happening with my the buttons got stuck. Let's do this. Let's put in this tiny little bar, and we get a little person here. Little stick figure. Because, yeah, like I mentioned, I don't want to draw the details for the parachutes. That's okay. I'll just do this instead. Keep them at a distance. Oh, I redrew this and never moved it. So I'm just going to move it up here now. Might have to move it a little bit more in a moment anyway. Yeah, so the reason why I decided to start sketching a little bit beforehand is that I feel like if I come into my live streams with no idea of what I'm doing, it always takes so long to figure out what I'm doing. And I like it better once I know what I'm doing and I get in a roll. The stream crashed for you. Well, I don't know what was the last thing that you heard. I don't know what I said, really. I also don't know what these people would look like on the parachute. That's close enough. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I did want to move this one too. No! This one. I hate when that happens sometimes. It must be where my cursor is at. It doesn't register that I'm trying to move only what's in the selection. Anyway. Guy not liking talk. Was that far back? I don't really remember what I said. Sorry. I think it was to do with like an interesting thought is like updated versions of songs, but the problem is that, well, like any of the songs from then are not songs that Coldplay would write today because they're different people now. You know what I mean? Like Coldplay today is writing the music that Coldplay today is writing. So there's that, and the fact that, like, I mean, it's pretty much just Fix You now. Sometimes they play Till Kingdom Come, but that's about it. The songs they do play live tend to get updated as the eras go by. I mean, Fix You hasn't been updated that much. Anyway. But we get a little bit of that. But like I said, the problem is that that's the only one they play. I don't like the way that came out. No, I do want that. Do I? What am I doing? Okay, that's close enough. So for this, like, this area here, I'm trying to figure out how to get it to be a kind of like this is like a hill. Sort of thing, and it's all like merging toward this. Maybe the grassy part is like down here or something. Well, that's not terrible. I think that looks pretty okay. And then, like, up here, I'll have my clouds and stuff, but I'm not going to worry about sketching them in too much because I actually have in this brush pack, which I use for a lot of my drawings is Evident Concept Art Brush Pack, which I think if you look it up, I think you can get it for free off of like DeviantArt or something. I use this hard round brush a lot for my sketches and even for my line work, but this brush pack does have different cloud brushes here. So I'm just going to use those when it comes time to make the clouds, so I'm not going to worry about drawing them into the sketch too much. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. This parachute has a lot longer strings than this one, so I don't know, maybe I need to bring the strings down a little bit more. And we'll bring this guy down a little bit more. Or I guess really it should be there needs to be like a point here where it all meets up. That's my thinking. Let me know what you think so far of the sketch, if you guys have any suggestions. Yeah, they don't usually play X and Y songs, which is a travesty because there's so many good songs from that album that they could play. First of all, I mean, it would be hard to do Square One because having Square One as the opener in the Twisted Logic tour, that was incredible. The way they did it was so awesome, and you'd never be able to do that again. So there's that. Oh, you just mentioned you were fortunate enough to listen to The Hardest Part. That is awesome. I love that song. When they were doing the Viva tour, they did it on the B stage. That was the last song, I think, because it was just Chris. So I'm pretty sure it was the last one that they would do. And he would play The Hardest Part and then go into Postcards from Far Away. A lot of people prefer that version over the studio version. I prefer the studio version. But at the same time, I know that, right, allegedly half the band doesn't like that song anyway. So they probably won't play that one. White Shadows, I love that song so much. Speed of Sound is great. Speed of Sound is pretty much the reason why I'm a Coldplayer. I love A Message. It's on my one list of top 10 Coldplay songs. It's my favorite. It's not number one on the alternate list, which I think is becoming the main list now. But still, I love that song. Low, incredibly underrated song. It's just beautiful. We've talked about The Hardest Part. I know I'm skipping like What If. I don't think they'd play What If. I don't know that it makes sense to play What If. That's the other thing too, is like, I mean, it's kind of hard to play a lot of those songs now, well, especially during the Head Full of Dreams tour, because they don't have the same feel as the Head Full of Dreams era. A lot of those songs are kind of on the sad side. They're not very happy. So like I mean, although they've done other, like, they keep Always in My Head. That's maybe even more personal to Chris than some of the other ones. It's tough. Swallowed in the Sea, a great song. X and Y, a great song. I don't think they'd play X and Y because too much of it is instrumentals. I don't know. Unless they could have, like, what's his name? Tiesto? I've never tried to say that out loud. Unless they can have an X and Y remix to dance to. Which, actually, that would be kind of interesting. This X and Y, the song, but a dance remix. sure there's maybe someone out there who's tried to do that in the past. Who knows? Here I am again, talking and not drawing, which is which is what this live stream is for. Okay, I've got my 3 parachutes. I've got my mountains. I think I'm pretty happy with this. So, yeah, I'm gonna make my group for my sketches. I'm gonna keep these 2. That's fine. How do I wanna draw this? I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should focus on the background first. I don't know what my keyboard is doing right now. This is the trouble with my drawing tablet, when the keys stick sometimes or it doesn't fully go through. Songs like Square One and White Shadows would have fit well though. I don't think, but like I was saying, I think with Square One that's hard, because how are you gonna play Square One but not have it be as awesome as it was as the concert opener? That's why, like, I don't think they'll ever play like Hurts Like Heaven again either. Or, I mean, Life in Technicolor obviously, but you know, I don't know. I would like for them to play Square One. Please play Square One. But I also would understand if they didn't. So, White Shadows, though. You're right. It could have fit. Coldplay, why didn't you play White Shadows during the Head Full of Dreams tour? It's probably because, like, I don't think they've played White Shadows at all since the X and Y era. Like, I can't think of a time that they played it after the Twisted Logic tour. So, you remember once Chris mentioned someone in the band doesn't like Speed of Sound. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. They just don't like X and Y. It's fine. It's fine. Let's say mountains. Back. I mean, it's not fine. But whatever. They'll still get my money anyway. Yes, I love Low so much. Low to me is an incredible song that I think took a little bit of listening to it to for like the meaning of it to click. I mean, obviously, like the meaning of the song overall, because I think that if you just listen to it, if it can kind of feel like 2 different songs once it kind of shifts, especially considering like the lyrics. I had a hard time understanding what that was all about, but then I think one time it like kind of clicked for me, and then I'm like, oh my god, this song is amazing and incredible. But also I just love that they did really cool things like with the glasses and stuff like that. I think that musically is very interesting. So I just equipped this rock brush. I don't know, rock, what is this one? These are like textures to put on top of rocks, I think. Woo! That's a big one. I might use this brush actually, but just shrink it. Shrink it a little bit. But Low is another kind of sad song, so. Hi, hello, welcome. We're discussing X and Y and the fact that Coldplay don't play hardly any of the songs from X and Y live anymore. Really only 2. By the way, we didn't get to one other song, which is Twisted Logic, which personally I like more than Politic. I think for me, it's just a better song. But I still love Politic. But if I had to choose, I would choose Twisted Logic. Now, Chris did perform it with not Coldplay. I think they call themselves the A-sides. And he sounded incredible singing it. But he said that the band had trouble figuring out how to play it live. So I guess that might be why. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. So Parachutes prompt, and we're talking about X and Y. And to be perfectly honest, there was a good chunk there where I wasn't even drawing anything, and I was just talking about X and Y. We like to keep you on your toes around here. We like to shake things up. We like to discuss X and Y all the time. Well, if anyone has a Parachutes topic they'd like to bring up. What songs from Parachutes? So, they don't really play too much from Parachutes either. Obviously, they play Don't Panic. Obviously, they play Yellow. I would love for them to bring back Trouble. High Speed for sure. I'm trying to think, Everything's Not Lost? I think Everything's Not Lost could do well. I know definitely people love Life is for Living. And they played that during the MX era, so that was cool. But Chris sings like this extra part with Life is for Living, and I have no idea what he's singing. And like, it sounds cool, but I find it very frustrating that I don't know what he's singing. So you were literally just listening to See You Soon a few minutes ago, and then you saw us soon after. How incredible. I was not listening to See You Soon. Have I listened to anything from Parachutes today? I don't know. What they have played live. I'm not sure what you're saying they've played live. But I'm sure that they've played it live. Let's call this one like mid. Wait, what does it look like if I take this off though? I'm gonna have to clean up the edges. But I think it looks okay. These are the color of mountains, right? This looks completely real. I'm gonna put down this as like a base here, and then probably pick one of the other rock brushes and do like maybe different shades on top of that as well, to get some variety. Because really no, that's too big. Should be like, it's a texture to add on top. Oh, which they have played live. Yes. See You Soon. Yes. Likewise, so we were talking about the hardest part earlier, and a lot of people prefer the version from the Viva Tour, where Chris played it on piano. A lot of people prefer that, or at least have preferred that. Maybe it's changed over time, but definitely back then a lot of people preferred that version over the studio version. And I feel that a lot of people also prefer the live version of See You Soon over the studio version. Now, it's interesting because both of those songs, the live versions are a lot calmer, a lot slower. And I prefer the studio versions of both of those. I like the upbeatness. I like, with the hardest part, I really like that contrast. A lot of people don't like how much of an upbeat song it is for how sad it's supposed to be, but I love it. we did get them to play Sparks during Everyday Life. That's true. So that was really, really cool. You've heard more Parachute song live than either X and Y or Viva. Yellow, Don't Panic, Trouble, Sparks. Nice. You'd also love if they bring back Shiver. Yeah, I like Shiver musically. We talked about this in my game stream last week as I was playing as MJ. I like Shiver musically. It's just the lyrics that I'm like, eh. But it's still a really good song. So I definitely agree that they could bring it back. You have nostalgia attached to the studio version of See You Soon, but prefer... Yeah, you prefer the live version of The Hardest Part. I like how he played The Hardest Part and then Postcards from Far Away. Like, I like the combination of those two, but if I'm listening to just The Hardest Part, I do prefer the studio version. But I can definitely, like, when I first started listening to Coldplay and then I heard The Hardest Part, because it has such a different sound from everything else on the album, I was like, and also from, like, most of their other songs, I was like, what is this? Am I, like, in the Old West now? You prefer a left, right, left, right, left version? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So, even today, I think it's still the case that the majority of Coldplay fans prefer The Hardest Part live, the version that was played during the Viva tour, which was on left, right, left, right, left. It makes you nostalgic of the Viva era. I miss the Viva era. I miss the MX era. I miss everything. Okay, how are my mountains looking? Ugh, I'm feeling like Chris looking at X and Y now. Can see only disappointment. I mean, I think this doesn't look terrible. But I also think... What do I want to do? I kind of want to go back and outline the mountains like I have in the sketch here. And then just use clip masks for the texture that I drew. And see how that works. So I'm going to try that real quick. Let me do it with this front mountain here, because that's probably the least amount of stuff that I'd have to outline. Nope. Did my other brush have the opacity on? Might explain some things too. Okay, let's just do it. This is a mountain. Oh, that's too smooth. It's too clean. Need a little bit of wobble, you know? Okay, and then I'm just gonna do this so we can crop all this out later. Select that, expand the selection. Okay. Then what I can do, there's like this teeny tiny bit down here that I can get colored in. Hide the sketch layer. Now this one goes up here. But, well, do I want to adjust the color of this one or the other one? Let's find out. Oh yeah, I'm digging that. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Then I might just hide that real quick. Because I think, well, what I might do is just do another darker color here. Because I have this, like, face that comes down this way. So, just gonna, you know, color this in. If I like some kind of like shadow effect happening. And then what I can do is maybe multiply. I'll probably just do multiply. And then lower the opacity a little bit. Maybe. Let me look at your comments here. Guess it mostly depends on what you hear first, except most of the MX songs. Most of the studio versions of MX songs I prefer. That's interesting, because we got most of those songs live first, before we heard the studio versions. There were a couple of songs, so definitely Princess of China, they didn't play live. I know they did, obviously, like Hurts Like Heaven, so we had Milo Salito. We did get to hear MMIX into Every Teardrop Is a Waterfall, but I think most people didn't realize it before we got the studio version. They would play Major Minus, Charlie Brown. I think they did Us Against the World before the album came out. I think Paradise, even before the video came out, or I mean, the video definitely came out before the album did. Anyway, like about a month and a half. Up With the Birds, I'm pretty sure is the only song from the album that they never played live. They played Don't Let It Break Your Heart, which is incredible. And I'm glad that they at least put a version of it onto the Live 2012, even though it wasn't in the thing overall, but UFO. They didn't play UFO live either, did they? Which is like, those are like my two favorite songs. I'm guessing that Hopeful Transmission was played before Don't Let It Break Your Heart. I can't remember, but it seems like, why would they not do it that way? Up in Flames, they played. I don't remember if they played Up in Flames before the album was released, though. I feel like they didn't. I can't remember. It's been too long. It's been 9 years since that period of time. Oh my god, you actually like the studio version a little more for the hardest part? That kind of surprises me. I would have maybe expected you to have the opposite opinion. Yes, you did sing UFO in Coldplay at Home. I have one of my only tattoos, which I got them both in the same session, but technically this one was second, is the UFO symbol. We like the live version, but like the studio versions more, except for Princess of China. So you don't like the studio version of Princess of China? I think that song is incredible. Okay, so this kind of worked out decently. I need to go back and do these other mountains before I lose the colors that I used for them. So let's do that. Let's do these back ones first. I know I have to accept this. I feel like every artist has to accept this. I know this is gonna look nothing like what I picture in my head, because I just don't have the time or patience to make it look that way. It's like backgrounds, landscapes. This kind of thing is still tough for me. But also because I guess maybe I'm picturing more like photorealistic things in my head, and that's not how I draw at all. So it doesn't have to look that way. It's okay if it doesn't. I would say from the MX era, my favorite song to hear them play live, from the MX songs obviously, was Major Minus. But my favorite live song overall of Coldplay's is God Put a Smile Upon Your Face. Especially the MX version. But I also really loved the Viva version too. They had like Johnny's like weird guitar. And then they did it as a medley with Talk. So that was kind of cool too. Let's lighten this up a bit. Why not? Oof, that's why not. I don't want it too much. No, that's too much. Go back a little bit. I wanted to go back a little bit and it like made it brighter. Anyway. Why did I think you'd like the Viva version more? Because let me remember how to do more than one thing at once. Hold on. Because I associate you more with acoustic Coldplay, you know? I associate you more with A Rush of Blood to the Head. Even though I know that you're like huge X and Y fan, so the studio version's very different from that. And also because, like I said, most people tend to prefer the live version of it from the Viva era. Which is my least favorite song from Milo Zalato. It's really hard to pick because I love all of the songs, really. I think that the one I'm most often least enthusiastic about, surprisingly, is Charlie Brown. But then I like actually listen to Charlie Brown and I'm like, I love this song, you know? It's just like thinking about it compared to the rest of the songs, I don't know. Also, I will say, however, listen, I love Matt Whitecross as well, and he has done incredible work with the band. But the Charlie Brown video is terrible. I just want to say that. I'm not saying that it's Matt Whitecross's fault either, but, you know, he directed it. But, it's not a good video. That's all. So I think I also associate the song with the video, and I'm like, that video. let's see, that's not how you see yourself. Into both acoustic and electric. Alternative rock Coldplay. Okay, but the hardest part, the studio version to me does not sound like alternative rock. To me, it sounds like they wanted to go a little bit country or a little bit bluesy or something along those lines. I can't pinpoint the name for it, but it's like very different style from some of like the other songs that I associate with you. Like I Ran Away. How do I feel about the mountains now? I feel like there's some weirdness happening over here, so I might just need to like color that in a little bit more. Is it, or is it from this? Maybe it's this. That's okay. I'll add more to this anyway. Add more texture, different brushes. It sounds like REM. I really only know Losing My Religion by REM. I can't really think of how. Well, I guess I know the Man on the Moon song. Well, I'm glad that you're on team studio version of The Hardest Part. Come join me. We're a team of 2 now. Okay, I'm gonna put in the sky. I hope that wasn't super loud, but it probably was. So this is where I'm going to use my lovely little cloud brushes that I was talking about before. Let's do clouds 1. So I'm gonna put this sky color down with the clouds brush. We just get a nice base going. Oh, I thought about doing this as like a, well, shoot, I should have thought of that earlier. I was thinking about doing this as more like I want this to be up here. Like a sunset kind of scene, you know, like an orangey kind of tint to everything. Maybe we can still do that. How would the sky look? The sky could be a little orangey. This kind of makes it look like like there was some sort of like chemical accident in the area. It kind of reminds me of some of the Spider-Man missions that we've been doing in the game stream. What am I'm trying to Google like a sunset sky. So if we imagine, let's put the sun over here. Well, if it's setting, then it's probably more like over here. And we'll kind of like introduce some color down this way. Is that working? We can get some darker oranges happening in here. And then I think the blue will go a little light. Well, maybe not quite that light. Maybe a little more of this for now, and then that. It's not looking too bad. I think that's pretty okay. I might just get a little bit. This might be too brown looking for this. Yeah, but I can lighten it a little. This might be too dark still. No, that's that doesn't look too bad. You know, you gotta get the orange, you gotta get the dark colors in here. That's parachutes, you know? That's the heart of parachutes. Orange and black and brown. And yellow. Okay. You know, I think that helped a lot too. I'm gonna put some clouds in. Some more real clouds. I'm gonna use another one of the brushes for this. I might do, I'm gonna erase. undo. I'm thinking, should I hold off on the clouds until I have the parachutes in? But I think it's okay for me to just have, I can just use the sketch layer. I'm gonna put a cloud here. These brushes are incredible because I mean, I could draw out this cloud myself and it would probably look okay. But I just love the way it comes out with these brushes. Let's put some more clouds. Well, let's not put them down that far, like down here. What if we did that? Put a big cloud up here. Nope, I don't like it. I'm gonna switch. Let's try, what's cloud style? I don't know, it's just like another cloud. We can put in some light clouds over here. We can, you know, you get those like, well, I guess you get like the jet trails and stuff like that, and then we can get some lighter clouds happening up here, some wispy clouds. I love clouds. I just want to say that. I love them so much. I think we might need, gonna do this as a new layer so I don't mess up any of what's here now, but I think we might need some color on the clouds, but maybe not that much color, and this is why I made a new layer. So I can easily delete it and start again. And just put a little here, a little there. And add a little bit of purpleness. No. No. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll start putting in some. This should go between the mid and front mountains. Oh, but not like that. Oh. Wait, what is happening? Oh, wait, never mind. I put that in the wrong spot. Okay, we're gonna call this like grass or something. Now I have some grass brushes too. So maybe I can use those. Grass paint. Grass and F. Who knows what that says. It's only a 1 pixel brush. If I go up any higher than that, it's not really gonna do much of anything. Grass new smooth. Okay. If we do it like this. Nip, 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 nip. That gives kind of an interesting texture. So that one might be good. Grass paint. All these little... I think this is for hair. Okay, so let's try this grass new smooth first. And just to get down some new grass in these areas. Put down little bits here and there and change the color. Oh, I need to change it more than that, I guess. Probably... Ooh, that's too saturated. Too saturated. I need a little darker. Not dark enough. Not saturated enough. Also, these seem a little blue now. Okay. I can live with that. So, let's think of another parachutes topic to talk about. What about parachutes B-sides? We've already discussed See You Soon, so does that count as a parachutes B-side? Because it was on one of the EPs, right? Here's the thing is I always get confused between what was some of the songs. I mean, some of them I can remember, but some of them that I'm like, was this one released during Parachutes era or was it pre-Parachutes era? I don't remember, you know? And See You Soon's one of them, but I think it was before that. It's one of those things that gives me like Coldplay imposter syndrome. I'm like, how can you call yourself a Coldplay fan for 15 years and you can't even remember? It's all the same thing to my brain. Parachutes Coldplay and pre-Parachutes Coldplay, same thing. It happens so fast, you know? Things happen fast pretty quickly for them. So, I mean, not to say that it didn't take them a lot of work to get there, but ooh, this is looking grosser and grosser. I'm like really, darken this up a bit because this side is not getting hit by light at all. Really, or this side's really not. And then it gets less and less as it goes on, so. Careful Where You Stand is incredible. For You, incredible. I think For You is one of the best Coldplay songs ever, and it doesn't get enough love. It's incredible. I feel like people used to like it a lot more, or bring it up a lot more. It's got more lost to time. But I didn't know both songs are on the Japanese version of Parachutes. That's interesting. Careful Where You Stand replaced Spies. Can't argue with that musically. Spies is my favorite song from Parachutes. Spies and Trouble. They alternate for me as favorite. So I'm afraid I can't agree with that musically. I mean, I love Careful Where You Stand too, so but to put it in between Shiver and Sparks maybe makes more sense than to have Spies in between. So track listing wise, maybe. You love the Shiver B-sides? I also don't remember which songs go with which single. No More Keeping My Feet on the Ground is one of my all-time favorite Coldplay songs. Is my third favorite Coldplay song on both of my lists. So I love that song a lot. You're not too big on Spies. I mean, that's okay. You don't have to be. I feel like there aren't a lot of super fans for Spies anyway. I'm really liking this brush. Which one is this? Oh, this is Rock 3. I'm liking Rock 3 for what I'm trying to do now and get more of this going. Except on here, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to add to this because it's already pretty dark. But I do need a little more lightness happening. This is too much lightness. But that's okay. Look at that. That looks super parachute-y. I'm gonna just kind of put a lot of that there. And then make it even darker. Okay. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. This one was a little too light, so maybe I'll pull back a little bit. I want to fill in some more of the edges here that didn't get quite the lump they deserve. Just add a little bit more light here and there. The thing to like making rendered drawings look better is the key is really in the contrast. So having more contrasting areas between the lights and the darks, I mean, obviously it helps to make sure that where you're putting lights and darks makes sense. Can't say that I'm like great at that. Can't say that I have much practice with it. But I know that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm trying over here. I think this area needs a little bit. It's too much. That's definitely too, this is definitely too much. Okay. Now I have to do the back mountains. I'm putting so much more effort into the background than the parachutes. How we need it to be. Did that look like it was adding onto that? I don't think so. I think it just matched up really well. Too well. That's what I need, this color. I probably can also make this brush a little bit smaller. Maybe that'll help. It's not bad though. Let's add some lighter color up here. Then we need even darker at the bottom. Oh my god, I'm really liking the mountains in the back. It's coming out better than I thought it would. I still can't necessarily guarantee that this is too realistic looking, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be. I'm not gonna make it. Which is that? Yeah, this is the one that I need. But I need a really dark color. Maybe I can switch to this other rock 3. Sure, why not? And just get an, oh yeah. Oh, we can, yes. Okay, this is gonna be great. Because I kind of had a thing going on over on this side that was like, add in some suggestions of the hill. I don't think that's looking like what I wanted it to look like. Okay, I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna make a new layer so that I don't mess anything up. What's my sketch? The sketch is kind of, yeah, like here. We can throw some over here. Let's go with a slightly lighter color. It might be too light. It might also be too saturated. I don't like any of that. Not too bad, not too bad. I think I might be able to add a little bit more to the back mountains with this brush. Just back here, just a little like... I kind of already have a suggestion of it, but I think we can just kind of fill it in a little bit more. And sort of same with the front here. I'm liking it. I just need to kind of loosen that part up a little bit. Okay. This really is looking better than I thought it would. Now I feel like the front mountains don't look that great. And that's right up front. Nope. Maybe I can just kind of do that, but make it darker. I'll leave it on normal. Okay. I like the way this looks so far. I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now I'm afraid I'm gonna ruin it by putting in the actual parachutes. I'm going to, real quick, make a group out of the mountains. Uh-oh. I left one of the layers behind. Mountains. What's this? Oh, clouds. Well, I can merge that with clouds. We're gonna do this. A layer for this guy. So now I can bring back the sketches, and I'm only going to worry about the parachutes. So let's do parachute 1. I kind of want to, so I haven't thought about colors for the parachutes yet. I think the kind of style that I want to do is maybe something like have everything have a solid, for the parachutes only, have a solid outline, right? This is a very rough parachute. And then inside would be the color, and basically the outlines will be colored, but just like a slightly darker version of the actual color. Does that make sense? The mountains look pretty, thank you, Brooke. That's my name. How may I help you? Has it been too long since I've said anything about parachutes? Should I be talking more about Coldplay? Do I have like half an hour this evening? That's a great question. You know what? I think I kind of like this color combination actually that I've just made here. So I'm gonna merge those layers, duplicate it, call it swatches, and then I'll delete it from this layer, but that way I'll have the colors still. So I'm gonna do this first parachute, and then I can adjust the colors afterward. You're having massive capital T trouble with making the collage for tomorrow? What? Yeah, so I was wondering, how are you approaching that anyway? What's your, 'cause are you just taking every single thing that people have put in the hashtag? Are you doing like one of the square things where it's like made up of a bunch of tiny images? I can try to help you, but you just gotta let me know what you need me to do. What time is it anyway? I haven't been keeping track of the time. I've been going for like an hour and a half. Isn't that crazy? I think instead of doing like a solid line, I'm gonna do like this. A suggestion of the line. I don't like how close those are together compared to the other ones, so I'm gonna erase this one. I think that looks better. Okay, let me do the color. Which I don't need to bring up the swatches because I have it there. I'll do the other parachutes like different colors too. I might like probably more of an orange and more of a yellow one. Probably I should have multiple shades in one anyway, because parachutes are usually not one solid color. I think. Let me look at my reference again. Yeah, they're usually like at least 2 colors, if not 3 or 4 colors. Some of them have different patterns and stuff, so I'll maybe do a little bit of that. So let's see. That's your idea. Also thought of doing an image globe. The only ones you found look like your program on Windows 98. Yeah. I don't know. Like, are all the images going to be the same size in the end? Or are you trying to combine them but not crop them, I guess? What am I trying to do? Oh yes, actually I do want to see that. How does that look? I like it. Okay, so I can hide those now. I'm gonna do the other ones this way too. But I need to do the little the little person. I use a gray for the things here. What are they called? Lines, but I need to the strings. The pair of strings. I'm gonna put them on a separate layer and then merge them. Well, it's kind of like this. Anyway, I'm trying to think, because I don't know how you would do a collage like that, except for to like manually be putting in and resizing the images. So I don't know if there's an easier way. Let's do this person in purple. Why not? I'll put it on the color layer though. This person is above the mountains, so they might have a little bit of light hitting them. And then I'm gonna go back to my original purple. I'm gonna put the opacity on my brush and then just kind of, maybe that was a little too much. Just like flatten it out a little bit. Kind of blend it, but not too much. It's okay if they're cropped automatically. Yeah, because then I think it should be easy to kind of do. Like I said, I don't know how else to do it other than manually, but it would be easier, I guess, to have like basically like what I do here and making like this rectangle, just make it square, and then you can do like a clip mask to everything. Can I show that with this? No, I can't do that with a group layer. Okay, thanks. So, like, yeah, I could try. How many images is it? That's the other question. How big do you need the final image to be? Or how big do you want it to be? This head is just like a little too big. Okay. Let me look at this at 100%. Does that look okay? Maybe we do need some slight suggestion of arms here. And like you know, the harness thing. I think that should be good enough. Okay. So then what if I just take this, duplicate it, and adjust the colors from here. Let's make it a little more orangey. Okay, and then I'll do it one more time and make a yellow version. I might change the line color for that, but I think that's okay. These look like sad attempts at drawing bananas right now. Around 200, yeah, okay, but we need to split up and put like max 20 or 25 in one image. Okay, so you want to do like multiple collages. That makes sense. I think that's a good approach. Let's make a group for parachute 01. Okay. So we'll do, yeah, the orange next. Hide the sky. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna do this rounder one, orange, and then the long one I'm gonna do yellow. I don't know what size I have my brush at for the other one, but 5 should be good enough. Make sure I'm on the line. And let's do this. Either they'd end up too small or your image would end up huge. Because I remember when you first said that you were going to be doing a collage of them, I was like, it's going to be a lot of pictures in one collage. But I have to say, I can't imagine it only taking half an hour to do all of them. Oh, that one's a little off. Oh, you like the colors? Thank you. I really like how I ended up doing like a slightly more realistic background. It's not totally realistic, but you know, the brushes helped a lot. Oh, that's the wrong color. Okay. Good thing you can lock the layer. Only drawn over what's been drawn already. Helps out a lot when recoloring things. Especially if it's not, I mean, the hue saturation adjustment I use a lot too, but if I have a specific hex value that I want to use, then you know, being able to just either lock the alpha of the layer or do the clip mask and then merge it. It's beautiful. Oh yes, then in turn the huge image will end up too small on Twitter. Yes, and probably whatever image size you'd have would not be able to be uploaded anyway. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that, and then I'm going to do the yellow one, and then I'll come back for like all the little extra stuff here, the strings and the little parachuter. So yeah, this one I might need to adjust the color on, because I don't know if there's going to be, excuse me, I don't know if there's going to be enough contrast. Then turn the huge. Isn't there an automatic way to do it, like a template where you can just paste in all pics at once? I don't know. I have no idea. There might. I mean, you said you were using other software, like generators and stuff. That's the only thing that I can think of that would be like really quick to do it. But if it looks crappy, then I don't know. But you want to do like a globe, but like made up of squares? I'm wondering what it would look like to make a sphere in like Blender and then have... No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, free collage software, but it didn't look good. I don't know. I think it's not a one button press answer, even though that might be what you're hoping for. Okay, I still need to draw in some more lines on this one. Oh no! Okay, we're good. Also, welcome back to Indy 11. We're still trucking along. Wait till you see the mountains. We've made a lot of progress here with the mountains and the sky. And the parachutes, they're coming along. I don't really know how that one worked, but... Globe made up of image squares. Like just squares? You have a globe that looks like this? Is that what you mean? Put the squares in a circle? I have to get like a brick kind of texture. This is my globe. I think you get the point. It doesn't look anything like a globe right now. Oh, thank you. I think this drawing's coming out pretty well so far. Okay, I'll look at your sample image. Well, momentarily, obviously, but let me... Yes, let me make a new layer for these ones. Should they be... I think I am gonna change this outline for the yellow one. So we have a little more contrast between the outline and the color. I don't know how many strings it's supposed to have, but that's how many strings it has. It's official. It has that many strings. Let's go back to, well, actually I can just merge these now. And let me go back to this one over here and put the little thing here. And then I'll merge it. No, I wanted to merge it with this. layer, but I drew over these things, so we gotta just erase that. Okay. Perfect. I'm just worried if you do it, will end up being a fail and a huge letdown in the eyes of the artist who participated. Well, I have to say that if you wanted to do something as grand as a collage, that probably you should have tested it sooner also. Oh yeah, this is looking awesome. This is looking better than I ever thought it would. I am gonna change this color just to do it a little more. Is that too orangey now? Too orangey? Not orangey enough? I like it better, a little more orangey. No! It's too orange. It's going red. That's good enough for me. Make sure that I save it. Let me check. Did you send the image on Twitter? Let me check it. No, it has not been sent yet. This to me feels like a children's book illustration or something. I'm kind of really shocked by my own drawing. Let's get the nice purple going here for this person's got a head. And they've got shoulders, and they've got stuff, and they have legs. Yep, good enough for me. And this one. Really, this whole thing should be a darker color. Because this one's further down the mountain. Oh no, I don't want that actually. No, thank you. We'll put a little bit of the pink in just so that I can take it right back out, pretty much. How does that look? Oh, that person's a little too big compared to the other one. So I think I should scale it down a little bit. Okay, great. Oh, wait, I put I put on the wrong layer. Okay, let's just merge these. Parachute. Thank you. And this last person will be down here, and they've got arms holding onto the thing. Wait, do I still have my sketch layer on? No, I don't. What is this line? There's a line here. I'm very confused about it. It's a very straight line, but I don't know where that came from. We've got little hands. And the head. I had my opacity on still. Leg. Nope. That's wrong. Actually, I don't really like any of what's happening there. I think this needs to be more on this side. And the leg can be like this. These will be dark. And this will be a little bit lighter. Not too much. And then this will be even darker. Maybe. Is that person too big also? Maybe a little. I kind of look like an X-ray right now. I'll rotate a little bit. That's alright. And then I'm going to take this color and put it on the line layer too. So they got a little grip on the bar there, so they don't fall off. You don't want to fall off of a parachute, you know. I also assume this guy's probably like actually hooked up to something, but like there should be more stuff. More radio stations worldwide should be playing High Speed. Every radio station in the world. Because it's an incredible song. Okay. I think this might be basically it. I could put a little shading on the parachutes as well. Maybe I should do that. Let me test it out with one of them. Take this red color. Let me grab this purple. And I'm gonna do like this. Ooh, you found a way that would only require me to Photoshop or draw in like the tripod of the globe. Oh, awesome. Well, that I can do for you. Because that I don't think will take that much time, but putting them together I think might take a little time. Oh my god. My layer underneath does not have all the areas colored in. There's some gaps. So we're gonna finish that up. I'm getting some McDonald's vibes from this one right now, because I feel like the play places used to have, well, the one that I went to, there was like a red slide and a purple slide. And that's what I'm getting from this red and purple combination here, but just wanted to give it some slight warm tone, but I think it might be too much. For that, I might need to move more toward this a little bit. And let me just add a little more here. I think you're just hungry. What? Hungry for, I'm confused by that comment. This image is probably my favorite you've ever done. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. What do you guys think about adding the shading to the parachute though? Should I keep it or... Oh, hungry for McDonald's. McDonald's isn't as good as it used to be, you know? I like the Big Macs, big surprise, but it's, you know, it's because of the sauce they use for it. It's so good. But they've just gotten flatter, smaller, less satisfying, you know? So I don't really... If I go to McDonald's, I'll probably get chicken McNuggets. And if I'm gonna get chicken McNuggets, I may as well just get chicken nuggets from the store, which is what I do all the time anyway, so... My only concern with having the... Maybe I can take a different approach. My concern with having the shading here is that it removes so much of the nice color that I just went and figured out, you know? Let's see how this looks. I just had the thought though before I did this one. Maybe what I can do instead is to have I need to color this in a little bit more too. Instead of shading it in, to just color the highlights. So it looks like the base color I used is the shaded part. still looks kind of ugly. So let me show you what I mean. I can see if it works or not with this one. Basically, I just pick a lighter color, probably a more yellow color for this. And instead of coloring the shadow, just color the areas that I want to have highlighted. But that's too much. I think this might be a better route, so let me try it with the other one too. With the first one. And we'll just do like a slightly lighter color. I have to say, thinking a lot more about McDonald's right now. It is my dinner time basically, so I feel that that's fair. But I went grocery shopping today, so I've got food to eat. I'm just thinking about eating it now. It's making me hungry. Let me tell you about this trick that I had for myself I remember very, very vividly using it in middle school, in 8th grade, in my science class. I think I had that during 3rd period, and I probably had, when did I have lunch in 8th grade? Probably had lunch like 4th or 6th period. But when I would get hungry, I would just think about food that I didn't care that much about, which then I would think about broccoli, but I actually like broccoli now. I had never tried it back then, and the one that my mom would get, she'd get like a microwavable thing, and it just smelled not great when you heat it up, and so I was always like, I think this looks a lot better this way than this way. Yeah. This was a good decision. I can still do more to it. Like I could come in here and like add in that other shadow. I mean, what I just did is not a good representation of what I was thinking about. Let me go back. We could have... Remember when I said the key to things is the contrast? So we could have like kind of... maybe something more like this. But the more I'm doing this, the less I think I like it anyway. No. I'm gonna undo it. I'll keep it as what it was before, just to preserve the memory, even though we're already preserving the memory through this live stream. But now the yellow might be a little more difficult. Because it's already such a light color. At the same time, it doesn't really need too much because it's pretty far, and this might even be too much of a contrast now, so I think it'll be okay. How much, if it's kind of hitting, yeah, maybe some of these ones would get hit a little bit more. But if I go, I mean, this is at 50%. This is at 100%. If I go to 100%, yeah, I think I just need to darken it a little bit, but not too much. Or not darken it, but saturate it more. That didn't do anything, it just made it lighter. Well, okay. I feel like that made not much of a difference, but that's okay. That looks good for those. So now I have to figure out where to put the title. Maybe down in this corner. I think though that what I need is a nice yellow color. I think I need a nice little font here. I can bring that down. Maybe what I'll do first is crop everything so I know where the boundaries of the image are. So let me just crop it to this rectangle. Okay, great. Now we can put that in. And then I'm just gonna put my signature here, and then it will be done. Oh no, now I'm feeling like with Mermaid, now I'm realizing it's hitting me that this is the last one. The font color you think needs to be darker? I'm just gonna put the title in real quick and then let's do this on the same line. I feel also that despite having done this for 31 days of Mermaid and now 20 days of Parachutes 20, I am no better at writing out my own Twitter handle. Wait, is that a smudge? Yes, it is. Okay. So we think a different color for that. Might change this one too, or oh, that doesn't really work for overlay. Soft light, that looks good enough. Parachutes. Oh, I like it. Move it down just a little bit. Well, guys, I think this is it for this drawing. I can't believe, like, this looks so much better than I thought it was gonna look. So let me just give a huge shout out once again to these brushes that would not, my drawing would not look this incredible without these brushes. This is Evidence Concept Art Brush Pack. I might go back into the description for this video and I'll put the link in for it later on. Big shout out to this brush pack because look at how incredible this drawing came out. Parachutes, last day of Parachutes 20, and we have an incredible drawing. Such a brush. Yes, that's perfect. All right, well, thank you guys for joining me on this last day of Parachutes 20. What am I gonna do with my life now? You'll have more videos coming from me, don't worry. First of all, I promised a video of the speed paint of day 13, which was Shiver, which was a week ago. So I'm going to try and get that video to you soon. I haven't been able to edit it. Not that there's much editing that needs to be done. I think I might keep it more of time-lapse with the music and not so much of me talking anyway. So look out for that. Hope to have that probably sometime, if not tomorrow, then like Monday to release that video. I want to answer your question, but something just popped up on my screen over your comment. Am I gonna make a quick Globe live stream later? No. Probably not. One live stream a day is enough for me. Oh, because then we might kind of work together. We'll see. I might do it through Twitch. We'll see. Anyway, yes, expect more videos from me. I have some animations I've been working on. Maybe I can give you guys a preview of that. I'd like to do this as a series. So far I have one done and I'm working on a second one. I'll show you the one that I have done right now. Let me open it up in QuickTime Player. And I think you'll be able to guess the theme of the series once you see this video, once it loads. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Here's this beautiful giant video for you that I've now opened twice. And it's on both of my screens. Let me show you. Don't mind my setup here. Full screen it. Oh no, it full screened to the wrong monitor. Stop full screening. Okay, I'll just play it from here. Anyway, so this is the lovely little animation that I have going right now. This is the first one that I've done, and I'm already working on a second one. I don't know how many I'm gonna do yet. Maybe I should figure that out, set myself some parameters. But yeah, doing basically like a flower pattern loop animations. So yeah, so nice you did it twice. Well, it was more that the program wasn't loading, so I did it twice, but I like your explanation better. So nice. Did it twice. Yeah, so I'm working on more stuff, so there'll be more stuff for me to live stream apart from Parachutes 20. And like I said, one more video of Parachutes 20 coming from me. That's the speed painting for day 13 Shiver. Again, try to get it to you tomorrow or Monday. And that's about it. Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to post this because I think it looks great. Hopefully Coldplay sees it. I'll make sure to tag them in my posts. I haven't been adding them at all. Super Bowl 50. Yeah. That was a good time. I missed that performance. Can you believe it's been over 4 years since then. A Head Full of Dreams is going to be 5 in December. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god. I remember when Milo Xyloto turned 5. That's going to be 10 next year. Guys, I'm getting too mad about time. So I need to go before I start thinking about how old everything is going to become. It's bad enough Parachutes is 20 years old tomorrow. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys in the future. Peace out.